it's so easy to get the equipment now. You can have a whole fucking studio for you to record in under $300. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody looks and sees all these rappers flashing and shit like that. Well, hell, I can do that now and this and that. I'm like, yeah, but you don't know the work it takes. You don't know the actual work it takes to be where they're at. Even if they suck, even if you don't fucking like their music, you looking at them, seeing them with all this money, thinking you can do it too because you think they suck. And then you 2-3 years in, you still have 4 different names across your social platforms. You don't have no merch. You've only got 3 songs distributed. Everything else is on YouTube. Y'all calling yourselves the next one on, and y'all aren't even doing the bare minimum to make sure people remember you.
I'm unstoppable like rolling, cracking out the modes. Never mind the road, I go whichever I'ma go. Nothing stop me though, rain, sleet, summer, snow. I'ma grind. What's up, y'all? Harkos here with the Music Making Sense podcast, and with me, as always, is the one, the only, the Mohawk man, Dapper Dan himself, KP.
What's
up? And today we are joined by a really interesting motherfucker, honestly. His name is Mike Cole, aka S Capone. He's an artist, but then he's also a marketing manager that helps artists out. He has a couple of artists on his roster. Him and his wife are kind of like a tag team duo, and he helps out artists in all different kinds of ways, and we wanted to bring him in here.
Let's give him a little bit of, hold on, dude. Let's give him a little bit of, man. Let's give him some fucking serious love here, bro.
There we go. Go. There you go. Done deal.
My man,
welcome.
Yeah.
Exactly. I just kind of
got love like
going.
that, bro.
I forgot
way
to break
more love. This one, yeah. That's exactly. Right. Get him up.
Exactly.
Get him up for this one right here, brother.
Well, see, KP, I didn't have the script that says pause for applause. You know, I didn't have my teleprompter say pause for applause.
Are you not entertained?
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Exactly. But anyway, I wanted to get him in here to talk about a couple different things. One of which being like some more of the technical business element. On last week's episode, we were talking a little bit with King Poe, the label owner of Big Buff Records, and he said that like the first thing that he talks to artists about before, he's like, "Do you have ASCAP or BMI? Before that, I won't even fuck with you." And I know that you, Mike, you're really, really big on a lot of the back end shit like BMI, but also a lot of the other technicals back there. So I want to talk to you about that. But KP had an idea for the show today. We were talking about a video that Indepreneur did here recently, and Indepreneur is a dope podcast. If you guys have never checked it out from Music
Shout out to
really
Jack
great.
and Circa.
Absolutely. Jack and Circa over at Full Stack Creative is technically the name of their YouTube channel, but they had one. Excuse me. The thing was, what musicians can learn from tabloids and celebrity gossip is the headline of their episode. And they were in general, they were basically talking about how tabloids use very salacious or provocative headlines, eye-catching headlines, in order to get you to be like, okay, now I gotta check this out. You know, and then you go into the story. You know, you have the story behind everything, and that's something me and KP have talked about a lot here on the episode, the podcast, is how artists, y'all need to have you be saying something and promote what it is that you're saying, and I'm just fucking running over the whole goddamn episode here. Either one of y'all go ahead and jump in.
About what you were saying, like, you know, build a story. I mean, and that goes to say for branding too. Like, your brand needs to have some sort of story, something that people can tie themselves emotionally to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to people putting out their music, and they're not doing it intentionally anymore. People aren't making music intentionally. I just seen an interview that Scarface did, and he mentioned, where he came from. Music was the story of people's lives, you know, the community's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like he referenced Marvin Gaye's song "What's Going On." Mm-hmm. Like, that song hit so hard because it was referencing the things that were going on in the world, and he's saying every artist's music right now should be the soundtrack of what's going on.
Yeah, bare minimum in their life. Yeah. No, I see what you're saying with that, and and like me and you were talking about a little bit beforehand too, is that, your music is like the audible expression of yourself that you put to a beat. And so, the lyrics that you put behind it, even like no matter what kind of music genre it is, no matter what kind of song it is, whether it's a dark metal song, whether it's a gospel record, whether it's, conscious hip hop, trap, whatever it is, R&B, you have lyrics, you got a message you're putting out in that. So you need to highlight that message. And it needs to, the music speaks. Like we had said before, whenever we hear artists say, I'm just going to put it out and let the music speak for itself. Like, well, music ain't going to speak for itself if nobody can fucking hear it, Absolutely.
And I mean, like, I say that to people all the time. You could have the greatest music in the world come, on your Spotify account, but if nobody know it's out there, who the hell's going to hear it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You could have the next hit. You could be the next Post Malone or the next Taylor Swift and shit like that. But if nobody but the 15 people that you showed the song to know, they're not fixing to get you there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Well, but when you think about it though, when you think about that title itself, I think sometimes I'm listening to you guys, and I totally get where you're coming from, but you also have to think about controversy. And here's why. Controversy hits in a way in music that hits in no other feeling hits, right? Because you're thinking about opposing people's feelings here.
Mm-hmm.
And when you bring that controversy, people are going to be more likely to go, wait a minute, what did you say?
Like your buddy Tom MacDonald?
Yeah. I mean, exactly.
Yeah. Your favorite artist, Tom MacDonald, and
here's the thing. I'm not going to even go berserk on that whole thing. Here's why. Because when I think about how he affects me and how he affects other people, right? That's exactly it.
Yeah, and positive and negative too.
Whether I like it or not, guess what? He's able to affect people in a way where it brings that controversy. And there are mad people who agree with him. So yes, I mean, if you're gonna sit there and do that, fine. I'm not gonna be angry about it.
Yeah, for every one person that agrees, there's at least one other person disagrees. Yeah.
So controversy, you always think of you guys. So let's actually touch on that. So go ahead, as you say, like as Capone, like what do you think when it comes to, because you've worked with an artist who I think that's very controversial, Chris Calico, right? And as much as I love, and I'm talking about from a musical perspective with his ability to sing the way that he does and rap, but also talks about certain things in music that if you've listened to him, you're going to be like, wait a minute. Oh, hell no. No, he did not just say that. Why he's saying that? Let's talk about Daniel Caesar has also had that effect as well, right? So when you think about artists like that, how do you feel when it comes to using controversy and gossip and things like that? Because, or even like something that was true, like I said, with Daniel Caesar saying the statement that Black people need to treat white people nicer when it comes to, especially as an artist, right?
Right.
Like, what do you like? And I've heard Chris Calico use that when he talked about how, how Black people are. I've heard in this song that he's used in Dysfunctional with Tech Nine. How do you let's talk about how you do that, right?
So, me introduce myself, everybody. Mike Cole, aka S. Capone, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I appreciate y'all for letting me on here.
Yeah, we forgot that one. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I got it covered.
Yeah.
But no, like, so we live as humans, we will pick a side. 99% of people will pick a side. You put up two choices, everybody's gonna pick a side.
Yeah, with
anything doesn't matter. I like yellow and black. Somebody over here, I don't like yellow and black. I like black and yellow. Well, that's a stupid argument, but I understand. And so. When it comes to controversy, especially within music, because music is such a powerful tool, it's gonna invoke emotion, no matter if you're talking about, you know, something with the LGBT community, or if you're talking about, like you mentioned, Chris Calico, he talks about mental health, you know, issues, and people are gonna pick a side because there's people out there that aren't gonna feel like that. They're not gonna feel like Chris Calico, like the world's against me, or I can't get past this in my head because everything, you know, anything at all. There are people, I don't feel like that, so that's not true.
Like his track Hello Walls.
Yeah.
His track Hello Walls, that's a fucking dark one.
Yeah, Scars.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
it
just
all right, y'all. I just wanted to hop in here really quick and let you know about my company. I know a lot of times we're sitting here talking to you about all the different companies that rock with us here at Music Making Sense Podcast, but I just figured I'd hop in here really quick and let you know about my company and the services that I offer. Now, my company is called Apex Music System, and you can find that over at apexmusicsystem.com. You can find a full list of all the services that I offer over there in my company. If you're a podcaster, or you have an online business, or you're an artist, I can help you out with anything, all right? I got services such as website building, email marketing, video editing, social media management, ad management, creative content, strategy, consultations, and I can help you out no matter what your budget is. Now that's key right there. I got great prices. Plus I have a wide variety of low, medium, and high tier services. So I can help you out no matter what your need is. So make sure you go check out my company over at apexmusicsystem.com. And, you know, like I tell you every time, make sure you let them know that I told you about my company right here on Music Making Sense Podcast. So I know that this ad's actually working. All right, I'm going to shut up so you can get back to the show.
Anything that can evoke or invoke emotion from people, people are going to pick sides.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If this song makes somebody feel happy, there's going to be somebody, that song's trash. I'm like, but they didn't say that you should listen to it because it's the best song ever. They just said they liked it. But you over here.
And that's kind of one of the things that they were talking about in that video. They used an example. What's his face? Not Cirque, but the other guy.
Jack.
Jack, yeah. Jack made an example. He's like, you know, I saw a great post the other day where the post said, you know, this is why this band is the most hated one because of this song
ICP.
Or whatever, right? Yeah. Well, no. That's Cirque was saying ICP is like the most. They market themselves as the most hated band. But he was talking about like another band, like an actual band. I don't really consider ICP a band, but another band, like they were saying, oh yeah, this is why this person is the most hated or whatever, right? Like that kind of thing, like to invoke that. Oh, this person's hated. Let me go check it out. Which is kind of what a lot of artists do. You know, Tom McDonald does that. ICP has been doing that for forever. Kiss did it back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people will be like, hey, this is why y'all hate me. Also, they'll be like, this is why y'all love me. Like with the Kiss Army. Like this is why the people love me is because of this. This is why people love me is because of the Juggalos, the family. You know what I'm saying? This is why people love me because of the Swifties, the Beehive. You know what I'm saying? But then you also have the negative. And both of those, like what you were just saying, Mike, is that, you know, you're either going to hate or love. Either way, you know, if you love, you're going to defend against the haters. If you hate, you're going to defend your hate. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good way to get the eyeballs and the attention and then go from there.
And like with controversy in music, man, y'all said Tom McDonald. Like, I don't agree 100% with everything that Tom McDonald says.
I don't agree with his hairstyle.
I think for the most part, he does say a lot of shit to piss people off just because.
Yeah, I don't agree with his hairstyle. Then once his mouth opens, I definitely don't agree with most of his shit.
But I do rock with the fact that he's 10 toes on everything he puts in his music. True. You know, and the way he markets himself. He doesn't market himself as, you know, someone you should hate. He markets himself as what he feels his music should say, but he also knows people are going to hate it. And so he leans into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
big time.
The same thing with like an artist like Chris Calico. You know, he knows that he says it all the time. His music is therapy for him. And he's glad that other people feel it's therapy for them because he puts himself 100% into his music.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot as well too, in my stuff as well. And that's something I kind of took off of Chris and Tech, but also Stevie Stone. He had a song called My Therapy. And he's like, it's all about the music is my therapy and everything like that. And I'm just like, yo, yeah, like that's for real, you know, and that's why I make music is, you know, like I've said this before, like I make music for that 15, 16-year-old me riding around listening to Pac and only can relate to about half of it, or at least relate to the emotion of it. I can't relate to like 100%, you know, and so I can relate to like the vibe of it, but I make the music for myself that like I actually like kind of tear up a little bit whenever I hear 100% completed type of thing. I'm just like, yo, because that's really what was in there, you know what I'm saying, type of thing. And there's a lot of artists that do that. And if you do that, you got to put that out there. You know, you can't just make like, yo, this is the most realest song I've ever wrote. Okay, well, then you need to market that as the realest song you ever wrote. And with today, you can market it way better with all the different video, social media apps and everything like that than you ever could anytime before.
Yeah.
You say you're from Oklahoma City. So tell us a little bit how you got started in the music business, what you are, what you do specifically. And just give us an idea of where, like, what, you know, the vision that you've had, you know, with what you do as a music professional, and just let's tap in a little bit more about you as well.
I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, but I got two artists that I represent in Oklahoma City. I'm an artist. I go by the name Escapone. I mean, shit. All I can say for myself is that I used to be a person who lacked in everything. I wanted to do everything, but I lacked so much knowledge and stuff that it just never worked out until I learned. So I'm a person who, coming from a background of despising going to school, I like to learn now as an older gentleman in this world. And so that's why I tend to lean into trying to help people learn, not necessarily teach things, but try to help people learn, or at least find the resources for them to learn the things that, not even what I feel they should learn, what every artist should know. You know what I'm saying? Right. Again, like I said, I represent two artists out of Oklahoma City, so I do artist management as well as sort of artist development. I work with Chris Calico, as they said earlier. I've opened up for numerous artists. And I mean, me and my wife are a hell of a team. She in there making juice and smoothies and shit right now.
That's what's up.
But yeah.
So what would you say, you know, you said that a second ago that, you know, here's like some things that you try to make sure artists know whether or not they want to, kind of thing, right? Like that they need to know. What would be like a few things that are like really crucial that a lot of artists just overlook? Like, let's say for instance, like with me, I got my social media branded, everything Hardcoast everywhere. Right? I got my website, you know, I'm on all the streaming platforms. I'm putting out music videos and content on a regular and everything like that. I'm engaging these groups. I'm doing this and that. What would be some stuff that I probably missed?
Well, first question I always ask any artist: do you register your music? Because, and let me say this for all the purists out there: when I say these things and I generalize and just say indie artists or artists, I mean artists that are looking to make their music a career, not the hobbyists, not people that just do it for the love or the culture and the community and stuff like that, which is cool because we need way more y'all in this world. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when I speak to artists, I'm only speaking to the artists that, you know, are wanting to go full time or looking to make music their career option and stuff like that. And so I always ask, do you register your music? And oh yeah, I got it on Spotify. That is not at all what I asked you. So that right there lets me know already that you were still in the infancy. It doesn't matter how good your music is if you're trying to make it a career and you're not collecting royalties. What the hell are you doing?
Well, my DistroKid collects royalties for me.
No, your DistroKid collects stream payouts. Stream payouts. Yeah, so that is part of the royalty collection process. So
right. That is part of the royalty. So what's the difference for some of them to listen to?
So the difference between streaming payouts and royalties: streaming payouts come from subscription-based. We'll call them customers. for Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music, all these places that you have to pay for a subscription, even though a lot of them have, you know, free versions of it, but
you still listen to the ads and that pays.
Yeah. And so when the money is coming to your distribution from Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, Napster, wherever people are listening to your music at on streaming services, you're being paid from those streaming services directly, as where royalties come from the usage, the public performances, and the licensing of the music. You know, you're getting paid for the music, and you're getting paid because of the music.
Right.
That's the easiest way I can break it down to people.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And so that's where the BMI or ASCAP comes in to make sure you register your music over there.
Correct.
And then,
you know, and it's different in different countries. Like Canada has was it SOCAN?
Right. Yeah. And then there's
and
you know,
stuff like that. And these are performance rights organizations that collect for the writer and composer portions of the song. People don't know this. A lot of people don't know this. Lord have mercy, so many people don't know this. There are two different types of royalties. You know what I'm saying? You got your performance royalties, or your underlining composition, which, you know, writer, performance, stuff like that. And then you have your mechanical. And different agencies collect for both in different manners.
Yep. And that's one thing I've noticed once I started, you know, having the availability to hook up artists with distribution through Sony Orchard, is that Sony asks for all those, you know, the composers and who made the beat and who did the mixing, who's in the studio, who wrote the lyrics, you know, who's the lyrics, all this shit the DistroKid doesn't even think about asking. DistroKid's like, who's the artist? Okay, are they on DistroKid? Okay, boom, done. That's it. Like, they don't, and see, that's the thing, is that, like, if you don't, you know, at least if you got DistroKid, okay, fine, whatever, you're fucking up, you should come over and holler at Harcos. But if you're not, like, then you should at least have your BMI up, you know, or ASCAP, not both, and be able to be attempting to collect those off of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, like what you just said, you know, I played into it just to kind of let you have that actual honest conversation. DistroKid does not get you your royalties, but it's a common vernacular, you know what I'm saying? It's like a slang almost, saying royalties because it's money you get off of music. So royalties is royalties is royalties, but it's not in a technicality. And, you know, you don't have to be hyper technical about it, but you need to have all your avenues available. Because when you're like, hey, Spotify's fucking with me on my streams, DistroKid's fucking with me on my streams. Okay, well, is BMI fucking with you on your fucking mechanical? You know what I'm saying?
Exchange.
Yeah, Sound Exchange, you know, fucking with you on your shit. Is ASCAP fucking with you on your shit?
All music.
Yeah, all that stuff. Exactly. And then what you were talking about before the episode as well, too, we were talking about stuff with having your lyrics in what's that called?
Grace Note.
Grace Note, yeah. Having your lyrics in Grace Note as well, too. That's something that a lot of people overlook as well, too, that I didn't even know until that first time me and you talked a couple months ago. All right, y'all, let me take a quick break right here to tell you about something that's completely fucking ridiculous, okay? It's called HorribleDesigns.com. And I personally know the owner, and he's just as ridiculous as this whole fucking company is, okay? If you or someone you know loves stickers and mugs and shirts with crazy, outlandish sayings on them that just are designed to catch people's attention out in public and get them to laugh and point and ask you, hey, where'd you get that t-shirt, or where'd you get that sticker, when they see it on your car and stuff like that, y'all got to go check out HorribleDesigns.com. At HorribleDesigns.com, they have all kinds of ridiculous sayings on stickers and coffee mugs, t-shirts, vinyl stickers, magnets, and even mouse pads, okay? And I'm telling you, if you guys have not checked out HorribleDesigns.com, you got to go check it out, because some things are straight up great, like the American Muscle mouse pad. It's got some awesome pictures of great muscle cars if you're into cars, or you know somebody who's into muscle cars and they need some great mouse pad to have while they're on the computer working. But then they also have dumbass fucking t-shirts that say things like, are you staring at my ass, with a picture of a donkey on it, or stickers that say, are you staring at my beaver, with a picture of a beaver on it. Stuff like that, man. Completely ridiculous shirts and stickers, coffee mugs, everything like that. Anything that you could ever think about having just to get people's attention, make a statement out in public, and just completely be ridiculous, and to do it with some horrible designs at the exact same time. And like I said, I know the owner, so he hooked us up with a great deal where you can save right now by using the link below in the description. Whenever you go there and shop, you will not only support Music Making Sense podcast, but you also get a great deal on any and everything that you decide to purchase every time that you use that link right there in the description below. So make sure you go check that out right now, horribledesigns.com. Use the link below in order to get good savings. Go check it out. Buy some ridiculous shit for yourself or someone you know. All right, now let's get back to the show. And I've seen on your page a little bit as well too. Go ahead and explain what exactly Grace Note is for some people.
So for a basis, Grace Note is a place where you submit your lyrics to. This is part of the data collection when it comes to the music business. Mm-hmm. Grace Note basically processes your lyrics, puts your lyrics. All right, so you've made a reel on Instagram. You put somebody's song on there, and now you want the words to pop up. Grace Note does that. There's a couple of other services, but I still think they're like using Grace Note API, or they're tied into Grace Note in some form, shape, or form.
Right.
But basically, that's how you're able to get your lyrics for your song on places like Instagram. How you get your lyrics for your song on Spotify, on YouTube Music, any place that has a little tab that says lyrics, and you go there and your lyrics ain't there, it's because you didn't register your words from the song.
And that's one thing. Yeah, that's one thing I like about Sony as well too. Sony Distribution that I mess with. I'm not trying to do a big plug, but they do have a spot in the upload for lyrics in there as well too. So you can always double down with that if you have a good distributor. But if you don't have a distributor, like DistroKid don't ask for fucking lyrics. They don't give a shit. You know, and so like we were talking about as well too. We've talked about in the past couple episodes about the black box, where if you just got your music, exactly, yeah, you can talk more on that too, because KP likes to talk about it as well, and he's actually turned me on to it. I never heard about it before, but like if you have your music up through DistroKid, but you don't have it registered with ASCAP, BMI, or any other PRO, performance rights organization, then your mechanicals go into this metaphorical black box. I doubt it's actually literally a black box, but this metaphorical black box, it goes into there, and then this gets paid to everybody else except for you.
Yeah, because there is I can't remember the specific which ones they come from, the royalties come from, but there are a big majority of your royalties you only have 3 years to collect, and it gets dispersed out to top artists. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean when I tell people stop leaving money on the table. Now, not all your royalties get put into the black box, but a big old healthy chunk of them, gets put off in there. Like, because there's royalties that just, are there until someone comes and collects them.
Right.
But though there's particular royalties, you got 3 years to collect, and then it's a wrap.
Right. Well, I'm only getting, if somebody says, well, I'm only getting, a couple thousand streams a year anyway, why do I care? Well, when I hear people say that, I'm like, what if that changes? I mean, the goal is to make that change. And so what if you release a song, you put a song out on TikTok or whatever, and it pops? Then what? Yeah. Now you're fucked.
Yeah, because
now Beyonce or Drake is getting your fucking money instead of you.
Yeah, I try to tell artists that I hear this. I've heard this all the time. I've heard this over the years so many times. I'll register the music when it pops off. I'm like, yeah, but see, the thing about that is if it pops off, now you're getting busy. Now you're going to forget. And every year after 3 years, they're just going to keep piling up.
Hard to register
put in other people's
either.
No. Like for the full registration for royalties process, there are 5 places that you need to register your music. 5 agencies that collect your royalties. 6 if you include your distributor. Okay. But you have Sound Exchange, which collects for non-interactive streams, radio, XM radio, FM, AM, whatever, anything that the listener can't control what they're listening to. So that includes Pandora as well. And you also have your PRO, ASCAP, CSAC, BMI, SOCAN if you're in Canada. Then you also have Luminate Data, which actually owns SoundScan, which used to be owned by Nielsen. If you know from back in the day, Nielsen SoundScan.
TV, yeah, Nielsen TV ratings. They would send you $5. Like, hey, you can keep this $5 bill. You fill out the survey, and if you fill it out, we'll send you five more. Yeah.
There's also, I usually have this like
on the spot. This fucks you up. Huh?
Spit it off the tip of my tongue to anybody. So you also have
copyright.
Go ahead.
Copyright.gov if you're in the U.S. mainly.
Yeah, and so, but anyways, there's 5 places that collect and distribute your royalties to you.
Mm-hmm.
And
MCI.
So, yes, MLC
or MLC. Yes,
I'm sorry. The Mechanical Licensing Coalition. Yeah.
MLC. Sorry,
and
not MCI.
Yeah, guys. And they in the MLC. There's only one of those, and they collect for everybody that does music all over the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you have mechanical royalties that need to be collected, the MLC has them. All you have to do is go register your music properly.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because regardless if your music is registered in all those places, it's collecting royalties somewhere, somehow, because of it being in the system when you distribute it. So, but it's not getting everything, and you're going to miss out on it. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't like missing out on money that I earned.
No.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Also, and it all adds up, too.
It all adds up. And how important is it for artists to register through copyright.gov when you and even just like we were, because of the royalties and because of mechanical and performance royalties, how important is it for artists to register their music through copyright.gov?
So I put the importance of registering your music with copyright, with PRO and all the agencies as important, if not more important than the actual music. As a business person, speaking of as an artist, there ain't nothing more important than fucking music, but I have a business mindset. And so as a businessman, that is the most important thing to me is once the music is created, recorded, and it's perfect, before I even put it out, before I even advertise it, I'm registering it.
Yeah.
Now there's certain things like copyright. You want to register your copyright for it after you release it, because you can copyright it before it's released, but once you release it, you're gonna have to copyright it again because now it's for you.
Okay.
And so I get preachy to people, and I know I do, and I don't mean to, and it's just because I'm so passionate about the business side of it. Because yeah, and I knew in my early 20s that regardless of how talented I see myself, music's not going to get me. Just the music is not going to get me where I need to be. So I needed to learn this business side to make sure I can cover all bases. And the second thing with that, the reason why it's so important for you to register your music, because the more you have done, if a song takes off and you have it fully registered under all your names, your company name, however you decide to do it, and a label wants to pick you up, now you have a type of leverage that no other fucking artist really has, because they don't look at the business side as important. Now you have leverage to dictate your contract because
you own everything.
You're going to have to give them access.
Yeah.
If you don't have your music registered and a label wants to sign you, they're going to sign you, especially if they know that you know nothing about the royalty collection. Because what is going to happen? They're going to have it under all of their information. Mm-hmm. They're going to have all your streaming service profiles all under their information. You're registered, your music, they register it for you on your account, but in their systems. Right. That's how they own you. The more you own of your music, the more you own of your brand, the more leverage that you have with any label that wants to sign you, because now all they're trying to do is make money off of what you're already making.
Right.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's where a lot of people get messed up as well too, is that they're like, oh, well, if I can just get signed and everything like that, I'll be good. Oh, I'm looking for a label to sign me and stuff. I'm just like, what are you doing for yourself? Like, it's just like people who are, in my opinion, like people who are going out here and paying to perform, not at like some big showcase or some big festival, but I'm talking about just like regular old little shows. Right? They're paying for that. And I'm like, why would you pay to do that when you can build your profile up and then get paid to do that. You know what I'm saying? Build your build not necessarily your hype, but build your worth. Build people wanting to have you come do their shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, there's a reason why, when somebody puts the show together, they will spend tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a big name there. Is because that big name will draw in everybody, and they will go and they will beg that person essentially, please come to my show. I will give you all this money. Right. And if you're over here paying to perform so that promoter can make the money back to pay that bigger artist, well, yeah, you're getting an opportunity. And one thing I realize is that people go there empty handed. So they're squandering the opportunity. Yeah, they don't even have business cards. Not even a business card. They don't even have a website. Nothing like that. Oh yeah, you can find me on Facebook at this, and then Instagram on this, and I'm on all platforms, man. Just look it up. Just look it up. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that.
I heard a 22-year-old rapper the other day. I said, "What's the link in bio?" I said, "What? Yeah, you don't even know what Linktree is, my guy?"
Yeah, bare minimum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like And like whenever I build websites for artists and shit like that, like I hook it up to where I get the monthly down to zero for them, and they can still operate, and they can still be like, yo, go check out my music at blah, blah, blah.com. Easy peasy, done, in and out. You can put it on anything. You know what I'm saying? www.yadayada.com. You know what I'm saying? Boom, easy. And you can have it. You can pay money for it. You can have it at zero. There's all kinds of options. Even a Linktree, bare minimum, right?
Yeah, bare minimum.
Yeah, I even told an artist, they're like, oh, I just want to run Linktree. I just want to run Linktree. I'm like, okay, how about this? Bare minimum, go to GoDaddy, buy your custom URL, right? So-and-so-music.com, and then do a DNS forward to that fucking Linktree so that you can still tell people, go to my website, and it'll take them to that Linktree. And you don't have a real website, right? Because you don't want 100%. One. Okay, fine. You think you can run everything on Linktree? Well, instead of giving them a fucking 100-character URL from Linktree, you can give them your simple half-a-second fucking pitch on your fucking URL.
Even more so than that, if you don't want to go and pay for a URL or your domain name, use Bitly, some sort of link shortener that people know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Then there's the people that don't even have that their Linktree name is not even anywhere near their artist name. That's another big thing that artists miss out on.
All right. I just wanted to come in here and let every single one of y'all who love raw, real underground hip hop know about a dope show I found over on YouTube. And they're exclusively on YouTube as well, too. All right. It's called Hip Hop Radar Underground. Make sure you go check them out. They got live Friday shows every single Friday, showcasing artists from all across the world, underground, raw, real hip hop. And if you're an artist, you can actually go and submit your music there too and get it popping on that show. It's a great place to go and network with everybody as well too. Everybody that watches that show and tunes in live are raw, real hip hop fans. All right. So it's a great place to find some real lovers of your music. And like I said, if you love listening to dope new music, make sure you go check them out. They also offer artist spotlight interviews as well too. So if you're an artist, you want a spotlight, go ahead and hit them up over there. Me and KP were just previously on there, and we had a dope interview, sat down with the host himself, Sack Juggalo, and had a great conversation. It was a great opportunity. So I just wanted to cut this message right here for every single one of y'all who love raw, real hip hop, or you're an artist. Make sure you go check out Hip Hop Radar Underground over on YouTube. You can also follow them over on IG. Make sure you go check them out. All right, let's get back to the show.
But in this world of technology, see this right here?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a little tap card. Yeah. Boom, done deal.
I make these. These are a coming part of one of my services.
Right.
I have these, like, this one's unbranded right now because I've been lazy.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
You know,
yeah. So for those of y'all listening, it's one of those. It looks like a business card, but it's got a chip in it that connects to your phone
smart
when you
business
tap
cards, like Poppable, like Popple or whatever the hell it's called, or the dot card.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. And I mean, I got these off of Amazon.
Right. And you can
make
them do whatever you want.
Yeah, and I'm not scared to give out trade secrets because, like, it's Amazon.
Everybody,
but I'm not scared to say this stuff out to people. Like, oh, you scared somebody's gonna take your idea? No, because most artists are fucking lazy.
There's that, and nothing ever is fucking original. Like you got the idea somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
didn't just come up with it in a fucking hazy dream one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You fucking you saw it somewhere. And you know, you're right about the technology too. I mean, but even, you know, get one of those, or even bare minimum, just, you know, go to Vistaprint and get like fucking 500 business cards with your URL on it for like $20 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can do stuff like that. But when these guys go to shows, that's one thing I noticed on the first show I went to when I performed. I went there, I get off the stage, yo, man, I like that shit. Where can I find your shit?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so then the next show, guess what? I had a fucking business card. I had all my fucking social media taken care of. And we're talking about 2018, you know, when I didn't know half the shit I know now, a quarter of the shit I know now. I just knew, I'm like, if I can't tell people simple where to find me or hand them something, I'm lost.
And just for anybody that's listening and watching this, you know, if you're watching this, it's not that I don't believe in regular business cards, because I do.
But the technology is there too.
You got to have both. And
instead of having a stack, you just have that one card and you just tap it to somebody.
Oh, well, my phone doesn't do that. Well, check it out. Scan the QR code. Well, I don't have that. Dude, there's a whole list of apps that are free that you can get to scan the QR code.
Yeah, and then if all else fails, you got your fucking URL that you pay $20 a year to GoDaddy for. You know what I'm saying? Yada yada music.com, whatever.
And along the lines of what you were talking about earlier, paying to play, I used to, oh my God, I was the messiah of fuck pay to play. That's
right.
Excuse me. You got to bleep that part.
Okay.
That's stupid. Fuck pay to play. And now I realize why I was saying it is because I've seen so many artists paying $300, $400, $500, $600 to open up for another artist, and coming out of the only thing they come out of the venue with is an alcohol problem.
Right. Yeah. Or a post on social media about how it was a movie. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, did you make any of that money back? Oh no, man, I did it for the exposure. I'm like, but you didn't have no business cards. No. Yeah, but I talked to so many people. You talked to so many people. How many of them people were drunk, and how many of them people are going to remember you?
Yeah. Absolutely. And KP's got 23 years of stage show performing. You know what I'm saying? So he knows 100%. And in the metal realm that he dives in, I mean, your image, your brand is everything. And if you can't push that, you're fucked. You can speak on that, KP.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. I mean, and I'm not, and it's just weird when you, like, as you, speaking of, you working with Chris Calico, I actually saw him live. I saw him live with Tech and Cut Calhoun. And the one thing that I noticed was the ability of Tech using live shows, which a lot of rappers did not do, and seeing that he took that from the rock and he took that from this watching a lot of rock and metal, being able to utilize that now
performance
and using performance. Now I want to just for you as an artist and a manager, I want to ask you, how important do you think that when it comes to the visual identity, and shout out to Natasha Brittle of Austere, who I also have a course that I'm in her course as well, the Icon Blueprint. She talks about visual identity, the artist's visual identity. How important is that when it comes to that? How, and as you, especially as a manager with artists, how important is that to you to explain that and getting into the heads of artists?
When it's a career, it's a business. When it's business, your identity is everything. Whatever kind of artist that you are, if you're a trap rapper, I hate to even say it, but you have to exuberate what a trap rapper shows. If you are on stage in a wife beater and some slides, motherfuckers ain't gonna believe you.
Right.
I'm sorry. I have my little bit of jewelry that I do wear, but simply because I am a rapper. Mm-hmm. Somebody stole it from me. They ain't gonna get none from me because I got the shit off of Temu.
Right.
Right. But it's the aesthetic, and I don't wear a bunch of it because I'm not like super blingy, flashy like that. But I know it attracts a certain type of attention and a certain amount of attention.
Right.
So when it comes to your visual presence, when you are on stage, if you are standing back off the stage if you're not wearing something that's not blending you in with the background of whatever you're standing up against, you are the centerpiece. You should look at yourself as the centerpiece of every show that you are on. Nobody on that stage is better than you, and you need to put that outwardly. And so you need to be up front on the stage. If the background is black, don't be standing there with a black t-shirt and some blue jeans. Like I wear black and yellow. Black, yellow, and gray are my brand colors. You know what I'm saying? And mostly because I like those colors, but yellow is super standout.
Mm-hmm.
You look at everything that we got going on, you see his mic cap.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's and I took that from being a Strange Music fan. That's the reason why Strange Music is red, black, and white.
Mm-hmm.
All three of those colors stand out on each other.
Yeah,
you know. And
I
so
think they originated somewhere else, but yeah, that is with the origination back in the day. But
well, yeah. But you
besides
know,
that,
and so there's things called brand archetypes,
mm-hmm.
and your brand archetype is what your brand is about in a color. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all ever wondered why McDonald's and Burger King
mm-hmm.
and Jack in the Box all have red, yellow, and orange? Because psychologically,
break that down,
one of those
brother,
reasons,
please break that
one
down.
of those reasons is that psychologically, those are the colors that make people hungry.
Thank you. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Also,
man,
you see those colors.
Yeah.
you can't not see red, yellow, and orange.
Yeah, just like with red cars are a little bit more expensive to insure.
Yeah. And because they are, what is it called? A visual distraction.
That one right there. I gotta give you that one right there for that one.
Right.
All right.
Yeah,
but no,
they catch your eye.
Yes.
That's why you like the canary yellow. You know,
and we are in a world, especially visualization is key. If you are not trying to stand out in some sort of way, you're not doing yourself any sort of disservice, regardless if it's a color, what have you. If you're not trying to stand out, if your visual appeal to people, because what are we doing 90% of the day?
On our phone.
Looking at something. Hardly my wife is one that she'll sit the phone down and she'll meditate for 20, 30 minutes. She'll sit there and not like home, shit like that, but just sit there and be present in herself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not like that. I got about a good 5, maybe 10 minutes, and I'm like because my brain just doesn't allow me to fucking be quieter longer than that.
Right.
And so when you're in this world of technology where there's a screen everywhere you look, you need to figure out how you got all these people's eyes. How do I get these eyes on me? And when you're on stage, it's you're batting 1,000 when you're on stage, because literally everybody that's standing out there is looking at you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're leaving a dull taste in people's mouths when you're on stage, no one is gonna remember you.
Nope.
Facts.
Nope. And then if they do like you, if you do stand out, they might put it in their head. They might pull out their phone right quick and go and follow you right quick right there on the social or whatever. But if you don't have something for them to put in their pocket and get out later, you know what I'm saying, when they get home, when they're taking money out, oh yeah, I forgot that, you know what I'm saying, bare minimum. I mean, like, yeah, if you got a merch table,
that also brings me to
with it at the show.
That also brings me to something that a lot of artists miss being on stage, because you either got the artists that talk about nothing, you got the artists that don't talk at all and just go song, and you get off the stage. Call to actions. If you have no business cards on you or nothing like that, at least be up there. Hey, my name's S. Capone. Y'all can go follow me on Facebook, and then do a song. You know what I'm saying? Talk a little bit. Hey, I don't know if anybody just walked in. My name is S. Capone. Make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram.
Right. Stuff like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, it bare minimum. And artists aren't even doing that, because so many artists, like, everybody's, especially when it comes to hip hop, because it's so easy to get the equipment now. You can have a whole fucking studio for you to record in under $300.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so everybody looks and sees all these rappers flashing and shit like that. Well, hell, I can do that now and this and that. I'm like, yeah, but you don't know the work it takes.
No.
You don't know the actual work it takes to be where they're at, even if they suck, even if you don't fucking like their music. You looking at them, seeing them with all this money, thinking you can do it too because you think they suck. And then you 2-3 years in, you still have 4 different names across your social platforms. You don't have no merch. You you've only got 3 songs distributed. Everything else is on YouTube.
Or and
you know
SoundCloud,
like
YouTube and SoundCloud only.
Yeah. Like, and I'm not hating on any of those platforms, because if you're able to do it, you should be on every fucking thing.
Yeah, you should be everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all thinking y'all calling yourselves the next one on, and y'all aren't even doing the bare minimum to make sure people remember you.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not even. It's funny you say that, because it's like they're not even understanding how YouTube can be advantageous for their music and the way to use it, right? Like, it's just like, so it's the thing about, it's like the learning of it's just learning this business, guys. And that's why I'm so glad that you really touched on that, S. Capone. Is like, you're touching on the fact of what we need to do as artists in order to become successful. And it's that 90%, 80%, 90% of it is the business, right? And I just feel like that's the thing we definitely need to, like, and thank this, just being able to talk about that. So it's important. We just want to really press that, man, this learning this business. And go ahead, Hark. I just want.
Yeah, well, the thing with YouTube is as well too is that I keep seeing still in 2024, I keep seeing artists who've been at it for over a year, like 2-3 years or more, pushing their topic page on YouTube instead of an actual official artist page on YouTube. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Yo, subscribe to my top. No, fuck you and your topic page. You can't do shit on your topic page. You can't put a single video on your topic.
You get none of those analytics.
No,
at all.
None.
Yeah.
And you might see it on DistroKid over here and there a little bit or whatever. But that's it. But yeah, you have no ability to fucking target or retarget off of that. You come to me as a marketer, right? You come to me and say, yo, I want to promote this song. I'm like, okay, what's the YouTube link? And you give me the YouTube link and it's for the exact song on a fucking topic page. I can't do shit with that. What do you want me to do with that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I can listen to it. That's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You want me, but yeah, it's like, where's your music video? Oh, it's on the videographer's page. Okay, cool. Is it on yours too? You know what I'm saying? And then like with that's just like basic shit. It's like, okay, yeah. Yo, you're going on, like, one thing that trips me out too is like some people will be active on TikTok. They'll be doing some stuff on TikTok. Okay, cool. Do you post it up on YouTube Shorts? Well, no, I didn't think about that. How did you not think about YouTube Shorts? Right?
Reels.
I mean, yeah, and then of course, Reels on Facebook and Instagram, right? You got your stories and stuff like that too. And so whenever I talk to people like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, yo, you got 5 fucking platforms, including Twitter or X, right? You got 5 different platforms. Bare minimum, when you post up the one piece of content, post the exact same thing with the exact same headline, the exact same hashtags, everything everywhere, right? Just at least get everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once you get moving and once you get learning the shit, then you can start custom making shit and customizing things for each platform to make it go a little bit better. But what I tell people is like, look, TikTok is the hottest thing smoking right now, and everybody is trying to smoke that motherfucker by copying it. Right. So if what you can do is make everything you do for TikTok and then just spread it everywhere else without the TikTok a watermark on it. Right.
For the love of God, download your TikToks before you post them.
Exactly. Download them without the TikTok thing. Make it in CapCut or something like that if you're doing it on your phone. But do it and don't have that TikTok logo anywhere else except for TikTok. Right. But you do that everywhere and it'll actually fucking go because it's organic, original content on that platform. You're not sharing from one platform to another. You don't have the TikTok logo, nothing like that. Right.
Also, artists need to do their content with intentions, because if you just out here willy-nilly, you could be dropping 100 reels a day and they only getting 150 views in a week,
right?
Because there's little bitty things that you can do to help people resonate with your content, to help people resonate with your music, most importantly to help people resonate with you. Because I hate to say it like this, the only people that care about music are the artists and the small percentage of audiophiles out there like ourselves. We give a shit about the music. Most people don't give a fuck about the music. They're flat. They're not solid fucking listeners except for 2 or 3 people. You know what I'm saying? So you're out here putting out all this music and all this content with no plan behind it. Like, I'm not saying every song has to have a meaning or has to have a plan, but
yeah, well,
at least 2.
Yeah,
like
KP said it a bunch too about creating the content before the music, right? And I mean, you know, when some people hear that, like, well, how am I going to create the content before the music? I don't even have the vibe of the music yet. And it's like, that's not exactly what we're saying. It's like, okay, create the music, but you got to create with an intention to portray something that you want said. And then you have to visually create that content. You know, like KP's a master of fucking the imagery and shit like that, you know, with his new project. And so it's like he's doing it all intentionally too. Like he's been working on this the whole time we've been doing this podcast, maybe even longer, you know, because I didn't know him before the podcast. But like, you know, like he's all about the image. I gotta have on point because I'm trying to say something. What's my statement? I know what I'm trying to say. Let me think about what I'm trying to put out there and then put it out. All right, y'all. I just want to hop in here again real quick. Yes, I know again, but you know what? We rock with a lot of people here, and a lot of people rock with us here at Music Making Sense Podcast. So I got to tell you about all these great people, all right? And this one right here, right now, is Mad K Studios, all right? Go check them out, madkstudios.com. Mad K is a dope artist, man. This guy can draw or paint almost anything, okay? He really, really specializes in, like, portrait arts for memorialization of your favorite car or a family member or a loved one or something like that. All right. Full commission artwork, no copy and paste shit or nothing like that. All right. Custom designs. If you want it, make sure you go hit up madkstudios.com for your custom art piece. And you can even go check out some of the pieces that he's done for freelance and stuff like that. And you can also get it on a shirt. He's got coffee mugs and mouse pads and all kinds of other decorative pieces of artwork that you can go and check out as well too. So if you're a connoisseur of art, you're looking for a nice piece of knick-knack or something like that around the house, or if you want a custom artwork designed for a loved one or something that's cherished in your life that you want memorialized in an actual painting, a real painting, make sure you go check out madkstudios.com. Let them know Harcoast over at Music Making Sense Podcast sent you. All right, let's get back to the show. Like, you got to plan that shit. You know, so and you know, in hip hop, it's really bad with a lot of people just creating to create. Okay, fine,
fucking bad.
Yeah, but I mean, but for the ones that trip me out are the ones who are creating with a purpose, who are creating with a message, and then they're not doing what they need to do to put it out there.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest waste. You know, when I see somebody over here be like, oh, well, you know, man, the rap game's easy, man. Dope game's hard, right? They're trying to quote Freddie Gibbs and shit, saying, like, you know, dope game hard, but the rap game easy as a motherfucker, right? Like, they're out there just trying to make a flip. I'm not worried about them. I'm talking about, you know, the different artists that I've been working with who actually have something of a substance, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's the Christian hip hop artist that I know, or whether it's the pop artist that I know who's all about having fun, whether it's, you know, KP with his fucking dark metal shit, who's all about putting out a fucking specific thing. Like, you know, Royalty, we've talked with Royalty and stuff, R&B artists and stuff like that. You know, like, if you got something of substance to put out there and you're putting it out there, but if your tree is falling in an empty forest with nobody around to hear it, nothing's gonna pop. You gotta, like you just said, man, you gotta fucking put out the content with a purpose.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you're making a song about, you know, heartbreak, like, you don't even have to be in the content, but for the love of God, put a heart that breaks every few seconds, something visually, you know, that people can see that correlates with the song. And if you can't do that and you're doing just performances, you know what I'm saying? Like, invoke the emotion that you want from that song. If you out here doing, you know, slanging coke tracks, and all your content is you in front of your computer desk, not on the block, not even with a bag of flour in your pocket,
right?
It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? And as the saying goes, if it don't make sense, it don't make dollars.
Yeah, if it don't make dollars, or like we say, music making sense right here at the Music Making Sense Podcast. You got to make that music make that sense, you know, and in multiple different ways. Absolutely, man.
Yeah. And I mean, like, for my my knowledge base, indie knowledge, everything coming soon. I'm not gonna get into a whole spiel about that, but is make your music work for you. I mean, that's it's simple.
Absolutely,
it's a simple process. Make your music work for you.
Absolutely, yeah. And we'll get you back.
I just read this quote, and I'm reading this from Promo God, and that's really a great quote that you just said. As it says, "Don't make assumptions about your music and which song is the hit single. Just put them out and look at the data. The fans will tell you."
That's true. Yeah, you got to listen to your fans. Like in February, whenever I was hitting it hard, with on the social media and stuff like that, putting out a clip every day of different things, of different portions of my music and stuff like that, my catalog with different video things. And I was doing it because I'm getting ready to finally put out my TikTok style music video course. It's going to be for free and stuff. But whenever I was doing that, I realized every time I made a post, especially on TikTok, right? That's where I really heard feedback. When I made a post, when it had the song Turbulence in it, which is like my first song, in 2017, officially, like my first real song, every post on Turbulence, I had like 10, 15 fucking comments. Yo, this fucking thing goes hard on mute. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just shitting on the whole fucking song. Anytime I put every other day with any other piece of music, I got positive comments and stuff like that. But that one song, I posted it 4 different times and 4 different pieces of content, totally different pieces of content with the same song. I got the same general thing. Everybody thought it was ass, right? And they told me straight up. And so, like what you just said, KP, you got to listen to your fans, because if you make content and it's going good, okay, keep with that, right? That piece of content was original to you. You created it originally from yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to follow a trend. Okay, cool. Keep doing more of that, because that's what people like. That's what your fans are resonating with, because that portrays you the best.
And to go along with, listen to your fans, these artists out here got to understand who their fans are before they can even get to that point. Exactly. My biggest thing is like, all right, so I'm anti Spotify 100% when it comes to music. I don't care. The only time I have, because I took all my old stuff down under my old name, the only time I have music on Spotify is if it's from a collaboration. Mm-hmm. So any of my new stuff that I'll be putting out, you won't be able to find it on Spotify, so don't even try. Right. But you got all these artists out here that love their year-end wrap up. They love to show their their numbers and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there looking at this. And I go to some of these artists' pages, and I look, at their screenshots of Spotify and their track list, and their lack of engagement, their lack of reactions and stuff like that. And I'm like, if y'all knew how to actually use these numbers that you are so proud to display, and I'm not saying don't be. By all means, if you got 100 plays and that makes you proud, fucking show that shit. Don't be afraid, because exactly. I'm not telling you to not do it, but I'm saying you need to understand even a basic knowledge of analytics when it comes to that stuff, because especially if you plan on doing a tour, I don't know why artists that are in the first 3 years of their career want to, do a 10-city tour, and I'm like,
it's because they feel like they've made it. Yeah.
Yeah, do you even know if people in that city that you're going to listen to music? There's an easy way to figure that out. Look at your Spotify analytics. Look at your YouTube analytics. All these different places that you can get a profile for. Not every streaming service you're able to get a profile for, but the ones that you are, look at your analytics, even from your distributor. Even though they say they have in-depth analytics, they really the fuck don't.
No, not the DIY ones, at least.
Yeah, if you don't know how to get your profiles and stuff like that, there's an easy solution to that. There's a website called chartmetric.com. I can literally go on there and tell you if your streams are botted, if your fan base is botted. I can go use Chartmetric. If your shit looks like this, looks like a fucking heartbeat, I know damn good and well that 1, you pay for bots. 2, you're not consistent with paying for bots.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so you can get on Chartmetric and sign in. Make sure you put all your links, your social links and stuff that they allow off in there, and that your artist name is tied to your music. You can see what city people are listening to your music in, what state, what country, where, what type of device that they're listening to it on. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You get all these things so you know how to push yourself into the places that you want to be, that you should be. Because if the majority of your fans, if you're from San Francisco and the majority of your fan base listens to your music on Spotify in Washington, why the fuck are you doing a goddamn concert in Mexico?
Right, exactly.
Go to Washington. Wherever your songs happen to be trending on your analytics, contact somebody up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's all these things that go into. It's not just one thing. All these artists think that it's just good music. No, me being a dope boy. No, me being a social media influencer. No, it's all that shit.
Yeah,
all that shit in a bag. It is 10 pounds of a fuck ton in a 5-pound bag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There is a lot to it. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. That's a hell of a way to put it.
That's a bar, dude. That's a bar.
Yeah. And it's I think what it is that since there's so much, it's overwhelming for a lot of artists. Especially a lot of artists who don't have their personal life, and because a lot of us, we're writing about some shit that's fucked up. It's because we have our lives not fucking put together. Yeah. Our life's fucked up, and so the last thing we need to try to do is put our music career together because we can't even get our regular stuff, And so I think that overwhelms a lot of people too. But
oh yeah, if I would have known 15 years ago what I would have to be doing right now to. And I say this all the time, and I mean it as a joke, but I've been failing at this shit too long to give up. You know what I'm saying? So if I'd have known 15 years what I would have to do to be failing at something, ain't no way in hell I'd still be doing this. But I love this shit too much.
Right.
And I can't give it up. Even in 10 years, if I never put out another song, I will be in the music industry one manner or another.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the same with me and KP as well too, man. I mean,
no doubt.
Me personally, I love helping people way more than I do my music. Like I basically put my music on the back burner. I'll make some shit whenever I'm fucking in my head about some shit or whatever, and that's about it, And like the only reason I went so hard in February was to have the show of proof for my course. You know what I'm saying? To show people, hey, look, because I did the whole before, during, and after thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look. Just by doing this simple shit, I got this result out of it. Now, just imagine if you quadruple that. You imagine if you keep doing it month over month over month over month. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, okay, they look at it. Well, Harkush, you only had 5 new listeners on your Spotify. Yeah, that was 100% organic by them fucking taking their steps on their own to go find my shit. I didn't say out now, stream now, click here, none of that shit. I just entertained them. They went to my profile page. They went back to my profile, saw my fucking URL for my website. They clicked on it and went and saw my Spotify link on my website, or they just went and searched it up themselves on Spotify because they knew my name, because my name on social media is my fucking artist name. You know what I'm saying? Simple shit, and like that, basically that shit. I'm like, look, after 1 month, I got 5 or 6 new fucking listeners that never listened before. Like 100% organic just from entertaining them. Compound that over 12 months. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Every month it keeps compounding. The next month is 10. Next month is 20. And then I keep hitting them with new releases and more content and everything. I keep doing my job as an entertainer, which is entertaining people. And then guess what? They are, as you said at the beginning, are you entertained? Yes, they are. And that's why they're fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the key to this shit. But, that you got to have the business aspect in there too, man.
And I do want to give this, like, I don't know the entire music industry. I don't know 100% all of the things that I like to discuss and that I like to talk about, or I like to explain to artists and stuff like that. But the shit that I do know as artists, if you're trying to make this a career, you should know too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, flat the fuck out.
Bare minimum. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
This is going to be my new catchphrase, bare minimum.
Bare minimum, exactly. Yeah, don't do the bare minimum, but bare minimum know the shit. Yeah.
At least, I mean, if you're going to do the bare minimum, at least do the bare minimum.
Right. Exactly.
Like, how you going to be out here fronting on the bare minimum? Come on, man.
The front shit kills me as well too, but we can get into that on another episode. Anything else, KP? Any other questions, concerns, comments?
No, man. Just, I mean, I'm really like, thank you for just the knowledge that you dropped. I'm really glad you touched on a lot of these things, because those are things that I've touched on as well. But now actually hearing someone who has the experience with other artists and artists that many of us appreciate, that you're hearing it from him, and it's like, now you know that we're not just giving you guys a bunch of crap, a bunch of bullshit, just blowing smoke up your ear. You hear it from my man S. Capone, who has worked with artists like your Chris Calico, but also is an artist himself, right?
And he learned it by himself. He learned it from doing it himself.
Learned the game, with just getting out there and being able to just soak in the information like a sponge. And now, like he said, he doesn't know everything, but what he knows is very vital and important to you as artists. And I just, again, brother, I want to give you another big ass,
absolutely.
Another big ass cheer, man, for this, man.
Yeah, soak it in.
Freak it all in like Jericho, baby. You know what I'm saying? And hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah. Drink it all in, guy. Hell yeah. It's something we needed, man. We needed this.
I appreciate y'all for allowing me to come on, man, and invade y'all's space.
No, it's absolutely. See, the reason I wanted to get you on is because me and you had talked like a month or so ago, and we were only supposed to talk for 30 minutes, and 2.5 hours later, we're like, okay, we're stopping this. We got to get the fuck out of here. Because
I'm like, bro, I got to go pick up my wife.
Yeah. He was running late for picking up his wife. I was missing out on making money. And
but when those ideas start flowing, you can't help it,
I do want to say this towards the original topic of the discussion with the tabloids. Don't be scared to use inflammatory statements. Not nothing disrespectful and shit like that, but something that people be like, oh yeah?
Yeah.
Because I when I realized that my posts that got the most interaction were those, I started using it as an advantage, where I would say stuff like, if you're not registered with a PRO, you're not even a real artist when it comes to this business stuff. And oh my God, here they come. What do you mean? I've never had a PRO. I'm like, oh my God, bro.
You don't know.
I've made this much money off of my music. I ain't need no PRO.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so I learned that using a type of inflammatory, something that, like, for me and what I want to get across to people, the way I want to get it across, I poke at their ego. You know that's an angry bear, people's egos. And so when I say stuff like that, it's not to necessarily piss people off. It's to get the conversation started, because without conversation, we have no solutions.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, yeah. And like I said, man, I wanted to get you on because of that, and we'll definitely have you back on in the future, man, because this whole podcast, this whole thing that we started with me and KP, it's not just about me and KP up here acting like gods. It's about us having a place where we can get people like yourself, or artists themselves, or because some of the artists that we've had on here, we kind of did like a marketing review with them and stuff like that, and tried to help them out with different things. But then people like yourself, who's an artist but does a lot in the background, like me and KP, or like last episode we got Poe to Passion, who's a label owner and stuff like that, so he does a lot of artist development, bringing on all these different types of people and stuff like that, which we're going to keep bringing on more different ones, but also yourself back again, is to talk about this stuff and get this information out here to these artists, because it's lacking. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have misinformation, malinformation, and disinformation, like the government always likes to try to say, but people actually do have that when it comes to this music industry. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, oh, well, fuck the business portion. Okay, well, then don't try to make a single fucking penny off your music. Just do it for the love. Oh, well, I'm putting all this money and I want to get it back. Then you can't say fuck the business shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, having you on and stuff like that is great information, because I mean, not only have I learned a couple of things just by sitting here listening to you on this episode, but also in our previous conversation. But I know that our listeners are going to be like, yo, all right, and then they can hit us up to talk with you more, and I'll forward them over to them. MusicMakingSensePod.com for any and everything Music Making Sense Pod, as always. And
also, hold on, before you, where can we find you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was gonna say next.
You can find me on every platform except for Spotify, unless it's a collab.
Right.
But under S Capone, that's S. Capone. I'll go into a whole nother what my old name was about on another episode, but you can also go to linke linke.to/S Capone 918, no period. But you can find me also shout out to my company. Me and my wife started Nameless Entertainment Incorporated. Our artists Venom Stay Drippin' and Lido Senpai, and I mean and our other artist Kincaid. He's been off doing some family stuff, so he kind of got forgot about for a second.
Right. Yeah, sometimes you gotta take care of that shit though.
And my wife, who just published a book for spirituality and guidance.
Right on.
Yeah, go ahead, give me that plug there.
There we go.
Hey.
What's it called?
It's called Nourishing the Soul: A Journey into Mindful Wellness.
That's dope.
Okay, that's
nice. We'll put that in the link in your links and stuff like that down in the bio or the description and shit like that too. But yeah, definitely if people want to hit you up about helping out with the business aspect of the marketing and stuff like that, or of the music industry. I mean, the business aspect of the music industry that they need, they definitely need to hit you up. And like I said,
and I'm also a person, if I'm not your cup of tea, I guarantee you I know 5 to 10 other people who might be, especially if I send you to the person where I got a big chunk of my information from over the past 2 or 3 years.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. 100%.
Not everybody likes me.
Yeah, there's that. But yeah. No, I know how that is. Trust me. We talked about that before the camera.
Oh yeah.
but yeah, so as always, Music Makes Sense Pod for any and everything. We'll have the links for S Capone, aka Mike Cole, down underneath in the description, especially for his company so you guys can hit him up if you guys need any help with anything. And if for some reason you want to just go to musicmakingsensepod.com and send us a chat and ask us, hey, what's the information for him? I'll send you that information as well too. Because we're just trying to help people. That's what we do when we come here. And the only thing that we ask is that every single one of y'all keep tuning in every single episode, and that you also will share this with at least one person that that needs to fucking hear this, and also another person that wants to hear it as well too.
And don't forget who we are powered by.
Yes.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Riverside FM is fucking dope, man. This is the one we use for recording this. And, we were talking with Mike about this beforehand as well, too, because in it, something I realized over the last week is you can actually upload. It's not just good for recording, calls like this where KP's in Washington and Mike's over in Oklahoma and I'm in Indiana, you know what I'm saying? And we get people from all over the world or whatever. We can talk to them in here. I've talked to people in the UK on Riverside, right? It's a better alternative than Zoom because of the quality in the video, and you can even stream and all that shit. But also you can upload your already created video content into Riverside, and then it has an auto, generation for show notes as well as an auto generation for clips, and then you can go in there and do text-based editing on those clips and shit. It's fucking amazing. All right, so if y'all want something way better than Zoom, in the description below for Riverside, make sure y'all click that link. You get the first free month as well too, as well as hitting up all the other sponsors that I've talked about, interrupting this conversation throughout the podcast. So
yeah,
absolutely. So without further ado, we'll see y'all on the next episode of Music Making Sense Podcast. KP, hit that funky music. Yeah. Get the giraffe on, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Oh, shit. There you go. There you go. Get it.
It's the
If y'all listen to know when you're fucking up, you need to watch the video.
We out, y'all. Holla!
Yeah.